What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from the Real Fan Review, coming out of Long Island, New York. We just got unsnapped. We got my man in the chair, Al.
How's it going, everybody?
We got my brother B.
Howdy.
We got my boy, your boy, Sanj.
Good night, everybody. How you doing?
Yeah, man. I know it's been a while, man. How you guys feeling about this?
Oh, I'm feeling great. Absolutely great. I was getting excited right before, I remember how I used to feel right when we were doing it before, like that anticipation right before, the show, and I missed that. It's a nice feeling to have back.
Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, the first Real Fan Review podcast we ever did was the Avengers Endgame trailer. And I felt like it was only right that we get back for these Doomsday trailers for Avengers to kind of bring us back on here just to talk about it just a little bit real quick and just, again, put ourselves on the mics. So, yeah. I mean, listen, it was about, I think around Christmas time, Brandon, that these trailers came out.
Yeah, just around with the release of Avatar every week.
With Avatar. So they were trying to get us to go see Avatar 4 times. And that wasn't going to work. That movie's too fucking long. So, I mean, let's get right into it, man. I mean, these Avengers Doomsday trailers, they were really quick, short little trailers. Apparently, they're a story, not a teaser and not a trailer. They're a story, according to the Russo brothers. But we got the Captain America. Steve Rogers. We already have a Cap. It's the Falcon Cap, but we got Steve Rogers coming back, which we didn't know because he wasn't part of the chairs when they announced all the actors in the movie. So we found out for sure that our boy Chris Evans is back as Steve Rogers. The second trailer was Thor talking to the All-Father, and looks like something's going on there with his daughter. We got the Xmen coming back. There will be in Avengers. We saw Cyclops, we saw Magneto, we saw Professor X. I think I saw Sentinel in the background, but we'll talk about it. And then we got the last one that just came out about 2 weeks ago, which was the, it's funny, he said the Wakandans and the Fantastic Four will be back in Avengers, but they forgot about the Kukulkan. they didn't say anything about the Telekin. The Kukulkan. So, I mean, let's get right into it, man. Brandon, tell me, man, what'd you think of these 4 trailers? Did they get your excitement ready to go for Avengers Doomsday?
I thought it was definitely a choice to start with Steve Rogers. I maybe thought that should have been last. I'm interested because, how it seems like the role of children or babies and all that are playing a role into this movie. In some way, shape, or form with Steve Rogers. You have the Fantastic Four with Franklin, and then it looks like Love is involved in some way from Thor. So it's interesting how this may be like a send-off for some characters, it seems.
Right.
And what seemed like a perfect send-off for some, they're back. So I don't know, so I just want to see what the Russos have in mind for this because, it from what they said, it sounds like they said this was going to be a sequel to Endgame and not necessarily a continued story from what we've been watching in Phase 4. So I'm intrigued by what they mean by that.
Right. Yeah, it's like Phase 4 and Phase 5, right? This is all part of Phase 6 right here. So it's been pretty insane. Sanj, how about yourself, man? Out of those 4 trailers, did anyone stand out to you more than the other?
Well, I mean, Cap. I mean, so again, I did it too. Steve Rogers. Yeah, right. But I mean, look, in the military, right? There's ranks, right? So can't they promote him to like General America or Colonel America at least, So I mean, he can, right? He can still Admiral America. I don't know, man. Like they can do something where he can still, be like America. Yeah. But the idea of him, having a kid is just his trailer to me was like the most simple one, but at like the one that hit hardest, he just like kind of walked in to it, and it looks like this is Peggy's house, right?
Yeah.
And just was holding a kid, and just the look on his face, like I've never seen his character look just so at peace. So that that really stood out. And then of course the excitement of the X-Men. Professor X and Magneto, and getting them back and seeing their interaction again is exciting for me. I mean, I am a huge Patrick Stewart fan. I mean, guys, like another character that he played that we won't talk about here. It's my personal hero. So, just seeing him just always is incredible for me. And then Thor. My man Thor. How could you not love a movie that has
With his
Thor in it?
disrespectful biceps, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. And then, of course, putting the Fantastic Four in the mix as well was incredible for me as well. So those are the things that really stood out to me.
Yeah. And what about you, Al? Did any one of the 4 trailers stand out to you more, or did you like them all, or talk to me?
No, actually, the one that stood out to me the most was the X-Men one, because that was the one that, based on its content, I'm like, that better be in the movie. Because, Marvel has a tendency of showing us a teaser trailer, and it is nothing of what's in the movie, or it's
Right.
completely different. It may be different characters or a different version of them, like they did with the Hulk and the running across Wakanda scene. But that was the one where, first of all, Scott Summers finally getting to be a real Cyclops with the old costume and just letting him unleash. I was like, I want to see that on screen finally, because I feel like they've always weakened him and downplayed his abilities in the movies, and then finally killing him off in that third one. So to bring him back like this, I thought was great. And then as a whole, just waiting to see how they all interplay into the movie. But I don't know if you're going to touch on the comment from the Russos, but it made me change the way I looked at the trailers.
Right.
So,
yeah, man. I mean, listen, I think the 4 trailers all did what they were supposed to do, is get us a little excited about it. I know seeing Steve Rogers back, I was like, holy shit, all right, cool. But then the little intrigue, right? He has a baby now. What the hell? Then again, you get I love seeing Cyclops in the freaking blue with the yellow strap on there. That sounds horrific, but but also we're back.
Really
We are back.
sticking it to them.
All father, and the Wakandans. I think it showed enough to get me interested and didn't show too much of anything, which I appreciate. I was listening to our old podcast recently, and I remember Brandon was saying in one of our first podcasts, he was like, I don't even need to see the trailer. Just tell me when to show up. Just show me when the movie is. So first question to you, Sanj, is did this trailer show you enough, not enough, or more than enough?
From what I'm used to seeing in trailers, not enough, because I've gotten so used to, like you're saying, seeing so much. They give so much away in the trailers nowadays.
Yeah.
But so I would want to say not enough, but this is going back to, it's just enough to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Right? Like, or what the hell is going on? Like, what is this going to be? Because to tell a story with all of those characters and really flesh it out has to be something on a grand scale. So I have no idea what it's going to be.
Yeah. Al, how about you, man? Did this trailer show you enough to get you excited, or you think that it needs to show you a little bit more to get you excited? Because, they keep saying that the Marvel movies have been on a downturn, but I mean, I think Fantastic Four was good. It was the movie before Fantastic Four that we all saw with Thunderbolts. I thought that was pretty good too. So I think it's not that low where we are with Marvel.
Yeah, I don't think they was going down. I think everybody's expectation was just too high. Like, what were they, 30 movies in by the time they got to this portion of the storyline? So I think everybody was just expecting Endgame all the time. And you got to reset up the new storyline, because Endgame was the 23rd movie. So now you got to build up all of the new backstories and everything. So I have kind of been a little reserved with my expectations for these movies. So, like you just said, I like Thunderbolts. I thought they did a good thing of introducing a new team, giving those people, those characters, and building them into the universe, and then having to do that with the next step, with the Fantastic Four and so forth, doing the same thing. Even though they're known characters, it's the first time we're seeing them on screen in this universe. So I thought they did a good job. The casting, I think, for all the characters was pretty spot on. I thought they all fit the characters, especially Johnny Storm. I was kind of surprised with who they cast, but seeing him on screen, I thought he did a great job. I thought he fit the character well. But in terms of going back to the teasers, because we got to remind ourselves, these are just teasers. So we weren't going to get a lot of them.
Not even,
But it makes me wonder if any of this, going back to what I said before, I don't know if any of these teasers are going to actually be in the movie, but they were so highly produced, I can't see them not.
Right.
So, but going to what Russo said, I don't know if the aspect of these being stories made me look into them and say, oh wow, okay, these two are showing what those two are fighting for. The X-Men shows, okay, they're already willing to die. You even have Magneto turning around and being a good guy, and then how we're gonna fight. We're bringing in the Wakandas and the Fantastic Four and their tech and their brains. So
Yeah.
it made me. That was the story I read into the teasers in terms of how the story is going to, how the movie is structured. Now we
Right.
just got to see how it plays out.
Yeah. And Brandon, are you still in the just tell me what time to be at the theater and take my money? Or was this just enough for you?
Basically, like I genuinely don't want to see anything because the Steve Rogers has a baby alone was like, okay, like, oh, now I'm gonna get the ball rolling here in my head, and now I have to wait until what, next year?
December,
Yeah.
yeah, December, I think. Yeah.
December. That's basically a year
Oh yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna think about Steve Rogers and this baby for a long time because I don't want to see a trailer.
Yeah. No, I got you. And Al, kind of to like what you were talking about, you were saying that these trailers are supposed to tell us some kind of a story and everything. And you're seeing all these things about it looks like kids, like you said, like Cap has a kid, Thor has a kid. We don't know what's going on with the X-Men, but the rumor is Cyclops has a kid, right? Cable or the I forgot the
Mhm.
female character that they
They,
create, him and Mary.
Rachel Summers.
I was gonna say Mary Jane's Jean Grey. And then you have the
well, I
Wakandans
think
saying that they lost everything. So, what's your thoughts, Al? You think this is about kid related? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know anything about Secret Wars. Don't know anything about Doomsday. I don't know if there's they're following a comic book storyline or whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
but it does seem like it's children related.
Yeah. See, I from these teasers, I don't get that just from the teasers. But like going with the overall movies as we've been seeing them, they have been introducing everybody's kids. So, like you said, even T'Challa's son now
Right.
is now in the mix. Is he going to be the next Black Panther? Even though Shuri is. Um, and then you have what was his name, Franklin, or what was the
Franklin Richards.
Franklin Richards.
Franklin Richards. He
That's
gets,
right.
you see him at the end of Fantastic Four with Doom himself. So I know there's been a lot of talk about, oh, this is going to be about the kids, but I don't get that from the teaser. I get the teaser as the kids are the motivator for why Thor wants to get into the fight, why Steve Rogers is coming out of seemingly out of retirement, taking out the suit again. And but in terms of the Wakandas, you don't see them talking about T'Challa. It's just meeting up with Fantastic Four
Right.
and Scott. You just see him raging. You don't see any kids. So I don't know about the kids from the teasers. Um, Plus, I think Franklin himself would be the only child Doom would need. So to involve all the others, unless you're trying to say that the stones somehow got incorporated to each of those kids, that'll be something interesting. I don't know if they're going down that route. Um, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how they're going to bring it in about being about the kids,
Yeah.
because the only one who has powers on that kind of level would be Franklin
Franklin.
Richards.
Yeah.
I don't think the others have power on that level.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
And Brandon, I mean, you really follow comic books a lot, and you kind of know a lot of the backstories and stuff like that. Like, is there anything that you're seeing in these trailers that hit back to something in the comic books for Doomsday or Secret Wars? Oh, well, not even Secret Wars, just Doomsday, because Secret Wars is a year away after that movie.
As far as I
Mm.
know, no. I mean, I'm even trying to see the setup for Secret Wars, because if you know the comic, it's a Beyonder thing, it's Battle World, it's all of these things. Is where Spider-Man got his black suit. And so I'm trying to see the link and I'm trying to understand like how this setup of heroes coming together and how Doom kind of mixes into this. And I know, we had the Kang storyline, which has ended, but I'm trying to see how Doom comes into this story and makes a big thing off the rip because we haven't had a movie with Doom. There aren't he showed up in the last 20 seconds of Fantastic Four. So now we have this giant Avengers level movie and then some to face this guy we haven't met. So
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what is the semblance? Are we going back to incursions in some way? Is Steve having a baby? An incursion that is going to attempt to hurt the reality that they're in?
The one
And is Doom
selfish
trying?
decision.
Yeah, is Doom trying to fix it? Essentially, Doom's way. So I don't know.
Yeah. Sanj, what about you, man? What do you think this story is going, or where this movie is going to be about, pretty much?
I don't know.
Yeah.
My question is, who's Robert Downey Jr. playing?
Doom.
Just the real Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom.
Okay.
The character he's playing behind Doom, I'm going to assume is Victor Von Doom, but a variant of Tony Stark? Who knows?
Like, so that's the part that intrigued me, because when they showed him, he was standing on Steve Rogers on the porch where Steve Rogers is supposed to be, right? So what's that? That's the part that has me questioning what is this going on, right? Like, I understood Endgame and the Infinity Gauntlet saga and everything. I understood that. I knew it. I don't understand what any of this is. I don't know what any of this is.
Yeah.
So I mean, Brandon's in his wheelhouse here. He'd be the best one to say what's going on, the best guess.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the rumor is we are about 2-3 weeks away from the real trailer coming out with the Super Bowl, February 8th, I believe it is, or February 6th.
Yeah.
Super Bowl number 60, is it? Super Bowl 50 or 60, one of them numbers. But apparently the trailer is supposed to come out, the small version on right there while we're watching the Super Bowl, and then more likely the real extended trailer is going to be online once that trailer comes out. So everyone's going to, look at it and see it there, because that's going to be huge. In my opinion, I think the thing we're going to see in this trailer is they have to show Doom now. I think that's the next step. Now, I don't know if we're going to see Tony Stark's face or, Robert Downey Jr., but we got to see Doom. And I think we're going to get a little bit of a tease of what this is all about. Is it about the children, or is it just somebody kind of trying to take over power or take over the multiverse? But I'm so excited to see this trailer and what it could possibly be. Sanj, is there anything that you are hoping to see in this trailer for Doomsday?
I want to see the X-Men in their glory. As fully part of the MCU, not as something on the side,
Yeah.
or in a separate timeline or in a separate story or something like that. The X-Men fully integrated into the MCU as part of the continuity, right? And just having, and then we've seen Cyclops, we've seen Professor X, we've seen Magneto. I want to see the whole team, right? And that means a Wolverine as well, right?
Yeah.
So, that's what I
His
really
name
want to
wasn't
see.
on a chair, Sanj.
His name was not on a chair. It was not, but he is an X-Man.
Yeah,
They will be having him play Wolverine till he's 90.
It works for me. It works for me. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, B, what are you looking and hoping to see in this trailer, or you don't want to see anything at all still, Brandon?
I mean, listen, I genuinely don't want to see anything. I want to be amazed. But I mean, realistically, watching the trailer, I want to see, just give me a tease of the teams, because they're not all gonna be Avenger, Thunderbolt, Fantastic Four, X-Men. They're gonna be mixed up somehow because of something, and I just want to see what it looks like. That's what I want.
I got you. Al, what are
Give
you
me
hoping to see in this trailer?
Cyclops and Thor together.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like B was saying, just a little bit more sampling of who else is going to be in it. Because, like you said, it's not going to be a full extended trailer. It'll be like a sample. What? Not a teaser, because these were teaser. I forgot what the other version of a trailer is, but where it doesn't. It just starts you off with the story.
The theatrical trailer or something like that. Is that what they call it? Yeah.
So to see who else is in it, because we know that Thunderbolts is in it. So I'd like to see a couple of their scenes, their clips, and everything. And then, like you said, just tease us with Doom at the end. I don't want to know what he's after. I don't want to know what his goal is just yet. Just show some aspect of a scene where he's like stepping into the scene, and then cut.
There you go.
And that would make it a good trailer for me right there.
Yeah, man. All right. Listen, like I said, today we just wanted to get on the mics just to bring them back out, dust them off a little bit,
A
and
teaser.
again,
A teaser.
this is a teaser of the
We're
Real
not
Fan Review
theatrical just
podcast.
yet.
And we're gonna try to do some podcasting and some YouTube videos here and there. Probably won't be as consistent as we were before in the past, where we were putting out a weekly podcast. Life's a little different right now, but maybe we'll get back to that at some point. But listen, at least we're gonna come back here every once in a while, get on the mics, talk about something we saw, something we've seen, or maybe even start to get ready for Doomsday. I could see us maybe talking about the freaking 3 Blades, the Xmen, because it's all part of the MCU now. Because of this whole multiverse thing, Blade is in, is Daredevil's in, there's Elektra, X-Men, all these things because of everything we've seen in the multiverse of madness and in the other movies with Daredevil and Wolverine. It's like all these things are incorporated into this Doomsday movie. And apparently we're going to see a whole bunch of things and a whole bunch of people in Secret Wars and Doomsday together. There's even rumors of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Wolverine and stuff, but nothing confirmed, nothing seen. I don't know anything. I haven't read a script or nothing like that. So it's going to be interesting, man. So I hope you guys come back to us. And hopefully if you were a subscriber or someone that was following us, you continue and you see this and you give us a little comment. Let us know what you guys want us to talk about. But I feel like the next podcast we do will probably be about the pre-MCU, talking about our favorite movies. We're talking Spider-Mans, the Blades, the X-Men's, and all those movies to kind of say they got us ready for the MCU. And then maybe we'll do like a little MCU kind of like history of what we saw, what we liked, and what we talked, all the things that we talked about in the past that gets us ready for Doomsday. And of course, if we see something hot fire, we'll come on these mics, man. What if something like Top Gun comes out or Bullet Train or, some of these movies that made us lose it. So, and listen.
Like Sinners.
There
oh
you
my
go.
gosh.
Sinners was insane. We didn't get to talk about Sinners or anything.
Yeah, I know. I wish we had. I wish we had gotten to talk about
that. Was awesome, man. And maybe we get to do the reelies again. I listen to the reelies all the time, and it makes me laugh and all that stuff. So looking forward to doing the reelies for 2026. Now we're in. So listen, man, we apologize for just disappearing on you guys. Thanos snapped us. I tell you, he did the snap. Somebody unsnapped it. Whoever did it, you're king. So thank you. And again,
or Queen.
Yeah, we got reelies. We got real fans everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Listen, again, it's always great to be back on the mics, man, and we'll be seeing you guys soon. We'll definitely podcast again. So again, good night from Long Island, New York. You got myself, Hav. You got my brother B.
Yes.
We got my boy Sanj.
Good night, everybody. Stay safe out there.
And our man in the chair, Al.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Subscribe. We'll be back. Till next time.